The untold story of Larry Page from garage startup to global giant. What's up, everybody? It's TJM News, and today we're diving deep into the fascinating world of Larry Page, the mind behind Google. From revolutionizing how we access information to shaping the future of technology, Page's journey is nothing short of extraordinary. We'll be exploring his early life, the pivotal moments that led to Google's creation, and the challenges he overcame along the way. But more than just a biography, this video is about extracting the key takeaways, the wisdom, the magic that we can all learn from. So whether you're an aspiring entrepreneur, a tech enthusiast, or just curious about the people behind the products we use every day, stick around because we're about to break down 5 life lessons from Larry Page's incredible journey that can help you on your own path to success. The making of a visionary, from curious kid to tech prodigy. Born in 1973, Larry Page was practically raised in a tech wonderland. His father, a computer science professor, filled their home with computers and tech magazines. Talk about early adoption. This early exposure sparked a lifelong fascination with technology in young Larry. Even as a kid, Page was a tinkerer, a builder, always taking things apart to understand how they worked. He wasn't just playing with Legos, he was building the future. And this curiosity-driven approach would become a defining trait of his leadership style later on. Now let's talk education. Page attended the University of Michigan for his undergrad, and it was here that his passion for computers really took off. He earned a degree in computer engineering, but more importantly, he began to see the potential for technology to change the world. Page's time at Michigan wasn't just about textbooks and exams, it was about exploring new ideas, pushing boundaries, and challenging the status quo. He even built a working inkjet printer out of Lego bricks. I mean, come on, that's next level. This combination of technical expertise and a relentless drive to innovate would set the stage for Page's next big adventure, Stanford University. It was at Stanford, in the heart of Silicon Valley, that Page's path would intersect with another brilliant mind, Sergey Brin, and the rest, as they say, is history. But before we dive into the Google era, let's take a moment to appreciate the foundation that was laid during Page's early years. It was a time of exploration, experimentation, and a growing belief that technology could be a force for good. These early experiences instilled in Page a deep-seated belief in the power of ideas and the importance of pursuing them with passion and unwavering determination. And it's these very principles that would guide him as he embarked on his most ambitious project yet, Google. From Backrub to Google, the birth of an empire. It's 1996, the internet is in its infancy, and finding anything online is like searching for a needle in a haystack. Larry Page and Sergey Brin set out to solve this problem while PhD students at Stanford. Their solution? A revolutionary search engine initially called Backrub. Yes, Backrub. They changed it to Google, a play on the term Google, representing vast information. Building Google wasn't smooth sailing. They faced skepticism, technical hurdles, and competition. But they believed in their vision. They knew they were onto something big. Google's approach to search quickly gained traction. People were amazed, and Google's user base exploded. From dorm rooms to a garage, Page and Brin poured their hearts into Google. They worked tirelessly, fueled by passion and belief. The early days were marked by long nights and endless code. It was a time of rapid growth and learning. But as Google grew, so did the challenges. Page and Brin had to navigate running a rapidly growing company. This was just the beginning of an extraordinary journey for Google. Chapter 3. The Innovator's Dilemma, Leading with Boldness and Vision. As Google exploded in popularity, Larry Page's leadership became crucial. He wasn't your typical CEO, all suits and board meetings. Page was a tech visionary, deeply involved in the product, always pushing for what was next. He had this uncanny ability to predict the future of tech, to see around corners before anyone else. This led to some of Google's most groundbreaking innovations, like Gmail, Google Maps, and Android. Think about it back then, who would have thought we'd have the world's information in our pockets? But Page saw it coming. He understood the potential of mobile before smartphones were even a thing. His leadership style was all about fostering a culture of innovation. He encouraged risk-taking, even celebrating failures as learning opportunities. At Google, it wasn't about playing it safe. It was about swinging for the fences. Page wasn't afraid to make bold bets, even if it meant disrupting their own products. He knew that to stay ahead in the tech world, you couldn't get comfortable, you had to keep evolving. This led to some tough decisions, like the decision to make Android open source. It was a gamble, but it paid off, making Android the dominant mobile operating system worldwide. Page's leadership wasn't just about making the right calls, it was about creating an environment where brilliant minds could thrive. He surrounded himself with talented people and gave them the freedom to experiment, to think differently, to challenge the status quo. This created a culture of constant innovation, where new ideas were welcomed, debated, and ultimately shaped the future of Google. It was this culture that allowed Google to stay ahead of the curve, to anticipate the needs of users before they even knew they had them. But it wasn't always easy. Page faced criticism for his unconventional approach, for his relentless pursuit of innovation. Some saw him as too ambitious, too idealistic. But Page never wavered. He stayed true to his vision, and that's what made him such an effective leader. Chapter 4: Beyond Google Moonshots and the Quest to Solve Big Problems. Larry Page's ambition went far beyond just building a successful search engine. He wanted to use technology to solve some of the world's biggest problems. This led him to invest in what he called moonshots. These weren't your average side projects. We're talking about self-driving cars with Waymo, extending human lifespan with Calico, and developing renewable energy solutions with Google X. Page's vision was to tackle challenges that seemed impossible, to push the boundaries of what technology could achieve. He believed that with enough resources and brainpower, we could solve anything. This drive to make a real difference in the world stemmed from Page's deep-seated belief in the power of technology to improve lives. He saw Google not just as a company, but as a platform for change. His ventures outside of Google weren't just about making money, they were about making a real impact. He wanted to leave the world a better place than he found it, and he saw technology as the key to achieving that goal. Page's commitment to moonshots wasn't always popular. Critics argued that he was spreading himself too thin, that he should focus on Google's core business. But Page remained undeterred. He knew that true innovation meant taking risks, even if it meant failing along the way. And fail he did. Not all of his moonshots were successful, but that didn't stop him. Page embraced failure as a necessary part of the innovation process. He believed that you learn more from your failures than from your successes. This willingness to take risks, to embrace failure, and to think big is what set Larry Page apart as an entrepreneur. He wasn't afraid to dream big, to pursue ideas that others thought were crazy. And that's what ultimately led him to achieve extraordinary things. Because in the world of innovation, the biggest risk is not taking one at all. Chapter 5: 5 Life Lessons from Larry Page, a blueprint for entrepreneurial success. So, what can we learn from Larry Page's incredible journey? What are the key takeaways that we can apply to our own lives, whether we're building a business, pursuing a passion, or just trying to navigate this crazy world? Lesson 1: Think big, start small. Page had this grand vision for Google, but he started with a simple idea: to make information more accessible. Don't be afraid to dream big, but also, don't be afraid to start small, to test your ideas, and to iterate along the way. Lesson 2: Embrace failure. Page often said, if you're not failing, you're not trying hard enough. Failure is not the opposite of success, it's a stepping stone. Embrace your mistakes, learn from them, and use them to fuel your growth. Lesson 3: Surround yourself with brilliant minds. Page understood the power of teamwork. He built a team of incredibly talented people and fostered a culture of collaboration and innovation. Remember, you don't have to do it all yourself. Surround yourself with people who are smarter than you, who challenge you, and who inspire you to be better. Lesson 4: Never stop learning. The tech world is constantly evolving, and Page knew that to stay ahead, he had to be a lifelong learner. Cultivate a thirst for knowledge, stay curious, and never stop exploring new ideas. Lesson 5: Make a difference. For Page, it wasn't just about building a successful company. It was about making a real impact on the world. Find your purpose, identify what you're passionate about, and use your skills and talents to make a positive contribution to the world. The legacy of a tech visionary. What will you build? Larry Page's story is a testament to the power of human ingenuity, the impact of bold thinking, and the importance of using technology for good. These 5 life lessons are more than just words. They're a blueprint for anyone who dares to dream big and make a difference in the world. So what will you build? What problems will you solve? The future is unwritten, and it's up to each of us to shape it. Take these lessons to heart and go out there and make your mark on the world. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the mind of Larry Page, hit that like button and subscribe to TJM News for more inspiring stories of innovation and entrepreneurship. And let me know in the comments which of these life lessons resonated with you the most. Until next time, keep innovating.